Welcome to Michuki Park.
It's a story of nothing is impossible.
Hiyo ilikuwa baya, wakora wengi, ilikuwa garbage yote, security ilikuwa baya.
A nation that ignores its environment has no future.
Yes, Michuki's dream lives on, and that dream is exemplified in the transformation of this park that has been named in his honor.
We are expanding the green areas in Nairobi.
From a dump site to a world-class recreational site.
We were able to clean the river of solid waste.
This is your environment. It's not somebody else's environment.
This place is now totally safe and secure.
It feels so good to be able to bring back life.
Michuki Park restoration, what it means for Kenya and the link with smart cities. The John Michuki Memorial Park is situated along Nairobi River between Globe Cinema Roundabout and the far end of Uhuru Highway. It is in the neighborhood of Kijabe Street, the National Museums of Kenya, Hotel Boulevard and the Norfolk Apartments. The park is a monumental legacy of former Minister for Environment and Natural Resources, the late John Michuki, who passed on in 2012. His visionary and aggressive push for the restoration of Nairobi River is etched in the memories of many people.
Mr. Speaker, in addition, the government proposes to create a recreational park in the area adjacent to the Globe Cinema, which we shall call the John Michuki Memorial Park.
When the late Mcchooky came into the Ministry of Environment in 2008, his focus was the Nairobi River. And he put together 17 ministries to come up with a 10-point plan to clean up the Nairobi River, but not just cleaning the water, also ensuring the riparian reserve. Actually, he's the one who enforced very, very strongly the 30-meter riparian reserve. So what they did was, first of all, to decommission this dump site. Tons and tons of solid waste were evacuated, taken to Dandora and other dump sites. This area was completely cleared of solid waste. Removed all the illegal occupants. Then decided, no, it's not enough just to have removed the solid waste and removed the illegal occupants and structures. Why don't we transform this area from hitherto a dump site into a public park? And he did it. Brought in tons on tons of red soil, planted trees and vegetation, ensured the water is clean, and named it Mazingira Park.
Nobody has a photographic memory of what transpired and how this park has been changing more than Chief Julius Wanjau, who was among the leaders who worked hand in hand with the late Michuki.
Bunduki zote zilikuwa zinafichwa hapa, zinakuja na chokora na ngonia. Watu wanafanya robbery wanaenda. Haikuwa msitu kama hii. Sisi tulikuja kupanda miti na former waziri Michuki na Minister of Environment.
It was fenced with barbed wire and red cedar, which is not very durable. You had some of this infrastructure put in place, like the walkways, even this bridge, the ablution block for the public, the lighting and so on and so forth. But then when Michuki passed on, the park was neglected.
In April 2020, efforts to rehabilitate the Michuki Memorial Park gained a new momentum.
The president now directed, as part of his Greening Kenya initiative, instructed us to get in, restore, rehabilitate, refurbish this park and have it ready for public official opening in honor of the late Michuki.
We were contacted by the Kenya Forest Service to construct a guardhouse and a washroom. It means a lot to us because it's an employment opportunity and an employment opportunity for our members.
We are expanding the green areas in Nairobi, working with Forestry and other people. Michuki Park here, and I believe that we shall be complete in a month.
The Ministry of Environment and Forestry and its partners have actualized that call. The park is getting greener and greener. Walkways are shaping up. Gullies have been filled. The river meandering through the park is cleaner. There is a better fence among many more improvements. The Kenya Forestry Research Institute, whose mandate is to undertake research in forestry and early-age natural resources, is in the forefront when it comes to research that will enhance the value of the park.
And I want to say and commend those who started this noble work. They planted 84 tree species. By the time we came here in April, we counted 5,902 stems of the plant species. As an institution, we want to guide on the species that are of importance to people. It feels so good to be able to bring back life.
And without security, there would be a big gap. The Kenya Forest Service is in charge of that crucial service.
We have now the nature trails or the walks that we can have, not less than 2.5 kilometers. We want whoever comes here, we don't want to encourage sitting down. We want to encourage a mobile experience. First of all, you experience the open park and also the deep nature, the deep forest area. And you are able to be educated step at a time. And at the same time, we want to entrench what the former CS on environment, Michuki, believed in terms of ideology. And this is something that we want to inscribe to Kenyans who come in and actually sell that experience.
The biggest threat to the park is pollution, both liquid and solid. And this is where the National Environment Management Authority comes in.
We have a dilapidated sewer lines. Most of them are dysfunctional. And a lot of times, they just break down and discharge raw sewer into our aquatic environment. We've mapped out 103 discharge points in the last 3 months along the river. And we've been able to stop a number of them. And there are a number of facilities and establishments along the Nairobi River ecosystem that discharge untreated effluent directly into the river. And we've been able to close down in the last 4 months 48 facilities.
We gathered people to work on the river for solid waste.
The Nairobi Metropolitan Services has played a key role in this transformation.
Our role first under energy was to ensure that this place is lit. This increased a lot on security. We repiped and got all the water back to Mcchooky Park. If you move around now, you'll see the water taps, all of them are working.
The Mcchooky Memorial Park is adjacent to the National Museums of Kenya, and the idea is to link the two recreational sites. The museum has a unique botanical garden as one of its key attractions.
And we're very, very pleased as an institution that this garden is going to become part and parcel of that Mcchooky Park so that Kenyans and Nairobians can enjoy in serenity, in safety, and also where the river, Nairobi River, is also clean. You can actually swim in it because we're also working with NEMA to make sure that Nairobi River, all the way from Mondiri Swamp, where it comes from, through Kawangware, it becomes a clean river that you can actually even keep fish and even do fishing in it.
Ours is biased towards conservation education. So the collections we have here, one, they must be fully documented so that they become reference, so that when you have got students coming from other parts that you don't have tea, when you show them that is the tea that they take, they get very, very excited.
Umuhimu wa kuwa hii safi ni kuwa hakuna vijana wengi wanakuja kuwa wakirandaranda huku ama wakija kurara. Sasa inaonekana hata security yenyewe ni nzuri. Hata watu wakitembea huku hawana uoga. Lakini mbeleni ilikuwa natisha sana.
Nimegrow hapa, Michuki ndiye ametupatia kazi, tukapanda hizi miti, hii forest ikagrow mpaka saa hii. Artist alitubadilisha, akili yetu ikakua, tukabadilisha watu wengine tuambie unaweza change life. Saa hii artist ni mwana Michuki amefanya kazi mzuri, Neema forest imefanya kazi, imengalisha mto, artist samaki ni mob saa hii. Artist hata mtu anaweza kuja atoe samaki na aenda apike na afurahie.
Let's contextualize this, and you will realize that the upcoming Konza Smart City that is situated along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway, that is 70 kilometers from Nairobi, is a perfect example of how cities should be planned. And experts will tell you that the ongoing restoration of the city of Nairobi is long overdue.
At Konza Smart City, the nature parks which are found within the transit corridor forms a good example of greening cities in the world, just as the Michuki park concept is all about. This is within the Green Transit Corridor, which is 4 kilometers against 60-meter wide thoroughfare, where we are planting more than 10,000 trees and shrubs. These are going to help improve the environment of the city against the solar insolation, which comes because of the hardscape of developments in our city.
This is the future. We need cities that are more people-friendly. We need cities that are greener. We need cities that are energy efficient. We need cities where the quality of light and quality of air is very, very good. We need cities where groundwater quality is excellent. We need cities that are devoid of flooding. The two key enemies of green spaces is actually liquid and solid waste. Once we get our liquid and solid waste system sorted out so that we are not getting garbage everywhere, we are not dumping whatever, these places are cleaned and so on, one part of the problem would have been dealt with. The second part of the problem is the sanitation system. Waste from our toilets, waste from our industries, the liquid waste. If you can ensure that none of this liquid waste actually finds its way into these parks and open places and also a river system, if you can ensure that that is not done so that these are not polluted at all, then in fact we'll have made the first solid step towards restoring our green ecosystem. Yeah, noxious gases, whether you're looking at carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide and things like that, poisons, they're actually absorbed by this greenery. The water is absorbed and recharged through the greenery. So basically the green within the city is, we call them the lungs of the city. This is where the city breathes. This is where the city gets fresh air and so on.
When you visit cities that are well planned, like Perth City in Australia, you realize greening is taken seriously and water bodies are clean. The water bodies and parks, if well managed, become key tourist attractions, like this river known as River Seine near Eiffel Tower in Paris. Away from those international examples, let's come back home. How about a walk in the park with the cabinet secretary himself?
To walk around you, let's say about 6 kilometers.
Na hapo utakuwa umefanya tizi, eh?
Hiyo utakuwa umetoa jasho.
And you said you want to replicate this to each other parts of the city?
Yes,
the river?
Yes, we have mapped out along the river a number of other sites, both upstream and downstream. This one purifies water. This one purifies the air. Okay. It has a huge economic. This is a gold mine, my friend.
Gold mine, eh?
And the more you harvest, the more it grows. A few trees are planted also after Michuki passed on, but all these land era milestones really is courtesy of late Michuki.
Great.
Yes.
Yeah, that sound.
Yeah. Very tranquil, you know. Unaweza hapa upate tu usingizi kama ukikuwa unasumbuliwa na anxiety na depression. Ukuje hapa. Usingizi inakuja. That fence for Boulevard ilikuwa came extended up to the right into the bank of the river. But I'm very happy with them because after we engaged them, they said, well, we agree. So we didn't have to use force. Okay? And that's now, you see, we created almost 2 acres from that area, which now will be available for the use of the public. The beauty of this river, this section, all this is rock, solid rock. And that's why the bankments have not been eroded. This is the best. Okay? This is the best area. And by the way, wildlife have since come back. Birds, we have some monkeys here. This is natural. You know.
Then the weather.
And the weather. You can actually fish in this. Yes. That would be really, for me, the crowning of the moment. We have an open green amphitheater, which will be used by those who want to have events here. This capacity is about 500.
A tremendous transformation indeed, and the landlords in the neighborhood are already reaping the benefits of this change.
This is our building, this brown building over there. Yeah. We are next to the textbook center, which is about 2 shops away. So this all used to be the education sector. This is paradise. You know, you can just walk around and be so free. Before, in the old days, you could not walk in this area. Value of the properties have tremendously gone up. Before it was sold at very low prices, but now the values have gone up on par with the main streets of Nairobi, like Moi Avenue, Kimathi Street.
And as the John Michuki Memorial Park becomes one of Nairobi's latest attractions, President Uhuru Kenyatta wants Kenyans to be proactive in environmental conservation.
We are one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. And indeed, in recognition of these riches, I do believe this is why the late Wangari Maathai, our Nobel Peace Laureate, chose to celebrate our environment and to dedicate her life to protecting it. I believe we all have a responsibility to emulate Professor Wangari Maathai's example and show by our stewardship that we are indeed worthy heirs of this wonderful legacy that God has gifted to us.
Indeed, with concerted efforts, Kenya's urban areas will become better places to live in. You are challenged to be a trustee in this journey to return the city of Nairobi to its glory of the green city in the sun. And not just in the city. This can be replicated in other parts of the country. And in the historic words of former US President John F. Kennedy, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country.